Dylan Schumaker. This 16-year-old is Dylan Schumaker, and he killed a baby.
I didn't mean to kill Austin. Ashley, I really didn't. I really think I did that. I didn't mean to hurt him.
The helpless 23-month-old toddler was just 4 days away from his second birthday, but his cold-hearted killer plunged him into the darkness of death. Upon getting a minimum sentence for 25 years, Schumaker broke down in the courtroom and cried his eyes out. But the judge called out his bluff and pointed that he had evidence that in a phone call made to his mother from the holding center, he carelessly said, "I'm just a 16-year-old blonde. All I have to do is cry and they will let me off easy." The judge said that Schumaker had tried to minimize his actions and tried to manipulate and deceive the court. How did this heinous crime take place? Dylan's girlfriend Ashley had gone to work and had left her toddler Austin with Dylan. Dylan was supposed to be looking after Austin, but the judge pointed out that he had sent 200 texts trying to sell drugs and was sexting a minor girl during that time. When Austin started crying, like toddlers usually do, Dylan lost his temper and put a pillow on his face to smother him. He then started punching and hitting Austin until the little child passed away. Defense claimed that as a teenager, Austin had an impulsive brain and it was unfair of the jury to treat him as an adult. He had a troubled childhood and had behavior problems. He pointed out that Austin had no experience for babysitting. The judge harshly reacted to these statements and said Dylan was old enough to know right from wrong. A lot of teens his age also babysit, but none has ever killed a child. The witness impact statement also stated that Dylan could have stopped hitting the child. He could have picked up the phone and called someone over for help, but he chose not to. Dylan, who has had a troubled childhood, said, "I was trying to turn my life around. I was trying to do better. I would give my life for Austin. I loved him a lot. I was trying to be there for Ashley, something that my father never did." The judge said that Schumaker's recent behavior did not show that he was someone who is trying to do better with his life. He expressed that for someone who had just turned 17 years old, Dylan had caused so much pain and grief. Austin's grandmother was happy with the sentence and said that she doesn't think that Dylan started with the intention to kill Austin, but at some point it crossed over into intent. Danta Wright. This 17-year-old's reaction in court was absolutely disgusting.
I just want to tell y'all, I'll be home soon. R.I.P. Keon, I love my family.
During sentencing, Danta Wright sat smiling and smirking. Wright was sentenced to 25 to 52 years in prison for attempting to steal from Jordan Klee, a high school student. Klee was shot during this attempt. The judge was fed up with his careless attitude. He was so close to revoking his sentence and sending his case to trial where there was a possibility of him facing imprisonment for life. The judge stated, "I have never, in all of my 23 years of prosecuting, not accepted a sentence agreement that is bargained for. But watching you sit here and smile and laugh and shake your head like this is no big deal, I'm very tempted to just say I'm not going to accept this agreement. You'll go to trial." The prosecutor said that Wright made rap songs about all the poor choices he made with his lifestyle. This shows that he actually takes pride in what he does. But his defense says that these are just songs and have no connections to the reality. When Wright came to the stand, instead of showing remorse to the victim's family, Wright taunted them, saying, "I just wanted to tell y'all I'll be home soon." He went on to say, "I'll be alright, I love my family." Jordan's mother, who couldn't speak and asked a friend to read her statement, wrote that her deceased son no longer had a future. She not only lost her son, but also love and laughter. She wrote that Jordan loved skiing and biking, but he won't be able to use his equipment anymore. Wright's mother claims that her son is innocent and that he has been through issues that were not even talked about in court. "I will be coming for an appeal," she said. Jacob Matthew Morgan. Another teen that can be seen weeping in court on his sentence is Jacob Matthew Morgan.
He's starting another fire in the living room, and then to claim it's an accident, that it got out of control.
Morgan, a 17-year-old teen, started a fire in his house which killed his 14-month-old toddler half-brother Joshua. He was jailed for 15 years, 10 for unlawful conduct and 5 for manslaughter. Morgan cried as he pleaded guilty to starting the blaze. He seemed shocked to hear his sentence.
Fascination with fire, to watch that burn.
He was opening his mouth to say something, but no sound came out. He collapsed on the floor as prosecutors spoke of the fire that killed Joshua.
Probable cause to charge the individual will be found over for General Sessions Court for both charges.
His mother has greatly protested his innocence in all of this, but investigators said he had a fascination with fire and set the house on blaze and then went out and kept looking at it. He paid no attention to the fact that his little brother was in there. He did not even call for the fire emergency services. Parents were asked, how had they let this happen? The parents admitted to his fascination with fire, but said that he would never want to hurt his little brother. Mom said that Morgan was autistic and was emotionally the same as a 14-year-old. She said that she knows her son, but yes, the evidence against him is horrible. The teen's parents had left their little son in his care and claimed that the 17-year-old was asleep when the fire started. The mother argued that Morgan admitted to starting the fire under duress after a 5-hour investigation of which there is no record. But fire experts had evidence that the fire was started intentionally. They found that 2 fires were started, one in the living room and another on a blanket in the master bedroom where his little brother was sleeping. Philip Chisholm. Next on the list is Philip Chisholm, a teen sentenced for raping, murdering, and robbing his high school teacher.
Court has recorded it. You, upon your oaths, do say that the defendant, Philip Chisholm, is guilty.
He was just 14 when he committed this evil act. Chisholm was a new student in his school and one day was asked to stay back in class because his teacher, Ritzer, wanted to have a chat with him. Another boy who had stayed back is reported to have said that he noticed Chisholm getting annoyed at the teacher during the conversation. Before 3 p.m., Ritzer could be seen heading toward the bathroom in the CCTV footage, and only a few minutes later, Chisholm also went down the same way. He went inside the faculty bathroom and stabbed Ritzer 16 times. The weapon he used was found in his backpack the next day by the police. After killing the teacher, Chisholm was caught on camera leaving the bathroom with blood on his hands. He went to look for a trash can so he could hide the teacher's body in it. He was caught on camera pulling a trash can. He later dumped the body in the woods. He later used Richard's credit cards to get himself a drink and some food. He even treated himself to a movie. In 2016, he was sentenced to 40 years in prison for killing, raping, and robbing Colleen Ritzer. During his time in juvenile prison, he attempted to commit a similar crime there as well. Lucky for him, he wasn't convicted of that. Aiden Fucci. Aiden Fucci is a 14-year-old boy who stabbed a 13-year-old teenage girl, Tristan Bailey, to death.
Your attorney has informed me that you'd like to enter a plea of guilty to the charge of first-degree murder.
There were at least 49 stab wounds to the arms, hands, and head. Aiden Fucci had mental health problems, but he wasn't receiving any counseling. This has been mentioned as one of the reasons why he committed this crime. Tristan was reported missing early morning, and a neighbor later found her body in the woods. When the neighbor's CCTV camera was seen, a video of Bailey and Fucci can be seen at around 1 a.m. just walking towards the woods. 2 hours later, another footage showed Fucci running back towards his house. After this footage surfaced, Fucci was taken in for questioning where he denied any involvement. A chilling Snapchat picture has come to the surface in which Fucci is in the back seat of a deputy's cruiser. He is seen making a peace sign and has captioned the picture, "Hey guys, has anyone seen Tristan lately?" Later on, forensics investigated Fucci's room and found clothes with Bailey's blood on it. 16 hours after disappearing, Bailey's body was found in the woods just a mile away from Fucci's house. A part of the murder weapon was stuck in her skull. Fucci's girlfriend said that he used to walk around with a knife lots of times. One more witness mentioned how Fucci recently stated that he intended to kill someone by taking them to the woods and stabbing them. Fucci was charged with first-degree murder. The judge said that the murder was committed with a depraved mind but without premeditation. In one courtroom video, Fucci can be seen behaving in an erratic way. It seems like he is seeing things and talking to someone. It is highly likely that he is faking insanity. He thought that he could get away with this. Fuchi's mother was also arrested for tampering with the evidence. CCTV footage of the house has been found where she can be seen washing the blood off Fuchi's jeans. Did you find these teen stories as disturbing as we do? At this tender age, instead of concentrating on their future, these kids took the dark road and ended up ruining their lives along with the lives of the victims' families. Do you think they deserved this sentence, or should they have been tried as adults with the possibility of a death sentence? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.